Hey everyone, a question about an awesome topic, desire. Um, Hi Claire. If I'm with a friend and they're talking with enthusiasm and excitement about going on a backpacking trip, and prior to this conversation, I didn't have much desire to go on a backpacking trip, or they want to watch musicals, or they want to try a dance class, etc. Now there's a sudden, I want to do this impulse or urge showing up. Is that a genuine desire? Is it a form of conditioned patterning of a desire that's a form of comparison? They're cool, I want to be cool, or they're excited, I want that excitement. Is this a latent desire that emerges when someone else speaks it? It seems like identification hides desires or puts false ones in place in an attempt to obtain a specific emotional state. Thank you. Yes. Now, this is interesting, isn't it? Because it seems to me with a question like this, we can either approach it from the sort of outcome side of it, like how do I know what's my authentic desire? How do I, in a way, sort of how do I access my wisdom? It's that sort of question, isn't it? How do I know what's true for me? How do I know what's in alignment with my truth? We can approach it that way. And just to say now, spoiler alert, that's complete waste of time because the mind just creates stories. It just it will just slot whatever's going on into it, whatever story is going on in that moment. So it's completely useless. Or we hang out in an exploration of what's true, what reality is, what we are, and we notice where there is suffering. We notice where the system goes into a form of separation where there's a contraction happening, there's this sort of solidification of this idea of me as separate from them, separate from backpacking, separate from whatever cool thing someone else is doing. And we just see that. And it doesn't, I think the important thing is that we don't start trying to label desires as good or bad or true or not true, aligned or incongruent. What's more interesting is the ongoing emotional, physical, psychological response to whatever's arising. So so it might be in that moment, someone's talking about backpacking and there's this thought, oh, I really want to go backpacking. And in that moment, it might, yeah, I really want to do that. But then as things progress, there might just not be any energy to carry on with that. There might be a ton of energy. It might like all just happen. It might be the best fun in the world. Or we might actually end up going backpacking and all the way through there's this sense of dissatisfaction, really separation, because the underneath the role of the backpacking was really to make me as cool as those people who are doing it, and for me to have that same lifestyle. And because hopefully if I have the same lifestyle as them, then I'll have whatever I'm projecting onto them as their experience of life, this sort of sense of wholeness and completeness and happiness. And so I might be backpacking. This happens a lot, like we buy the car, we buy the house, we have the family, we move country, we have the new job, and still there's this sense of dissatisfaction. And what happens in that moment then is we can still carry on with the same delusion. Oh, it's just that this isn't the right sort of backpacking for me, or I need to find more friends to do this with, or I need to go to a different country and do it. Then I'll be complete, then I'll be happy, then I'll be right. Or there's this realization that this suffering, this attempt to find completeness, find wholeness in something or in someone is never, ever, 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 ever going to work, ever. And every moment of dissatisfaction, every moment of suffering is saying that. It's saying the attempt to find wholeness from separation is doomed. It's never going to happen. And so that's what life is, really. That's what life in form is. It's the continual gift of ongoing situations and experiences that are continually 100% of the time saying, this is not where completeness is going to be found. This is not where happiness is going to be found. Happiness is what you are. Wholeness is what you are already. Joy is what you are already. Apart from these layers of beliefs of separation, of identity, of ego, of personalization, apart from that, everything that you're looking for in backpacking, in marriages, in money, in careers is here right now. Everything. So that's good, isn't it? It's good for us to see. And the cool thing is that the realization of this doesn't stop desire. In fact, it seems to me more and more that desire is just synonymous with life, isn't it? Life in form is desire. A sunflower turning its head to the sun is desire, isn't it? It's that movement towards the form, the sun's rays, or the shade of an apple tree, or a drink of water from a stream. You know, for these sort of animal, natural desire in form is what we are. It is what we are. And all of life, all of the confusion, all of the misplaced yearnings are saying, come back, come back, come back. And then what happens is life in the form is only about the form. It stops being about an attempt to be worthy, be beautiful enough, be clever enough, be good enough, be right enough. That circular, never-ending pattern of trying to secure the self in all of this starts to be seen for the complete fruitless attempt that it really is. And now all there is intelligence, consciousness, life, animating forms that interact. And so from love, from wholeness, from completeness, there's now a playground to explore. There's other people and sunshine and nature and mountains and streams and buildings and countries and food and dancing and everything, all there to have fun with, to explore, to find out about, with nothing in it to secure other than what that experience is, nothing else. And that seems to me the process, but we can't get to that process by assessing from separation, from an identified mind, what is right desire and what is wrong desire. That's a highway to nowhere. So simply explore what's real, and notice areas of suffering. Notice what the suffering is revealing about the impossibility of the search that is currently underway. Yeah, great question. Thank you. Lots of love. Bye.